Power, influence, strategy.
Long ago,
No modern author writes about those three things quite like Robert Greene. Robert Greene has a way of pulling us into a world where every move, every conversation, every decision is a part of a larger game of power. His books distill history's most ruthless moments into strategies you can apply in everyday life. Whether you're in a boardroom, navigating a toxic friendship, or climbing your way up from nothing, Greene has wrote a book that may have the blueprint for survival for you. Greene's rise to power didn't happen overnight. In fact, he wrote the 48 Laws of Power at 39 after working 50 jobs, one being an English teacher, which he looked straight out of central casting. If you're watching this video and Robert Greene was your teacher in the 90s, you're blessed. It's 1998 and Robert Greene's no longer a teacher. Bill Clinton just got impeached. Google was just founded. Microsoft's fighting an antitrust case. France wins the World Cup. The dot-com bubble's booming. Hip-hop is becoming the voice of the streets. And X-Files is blowing up on TV. It's a year of change, uncertainty, and ambition. Into this world walks Mr. Greene with his 48 Laws of Power. The book immediately grabs the attention of rappers like Jay-Z and 50 Cent, CEOs, and even prison inmates. Everyone's talking about how this man broke down the secret rules of power that most people sense but never fully articulate. Greene's work blew up, but it wasn't without controversy. Some saw it as a dark guidebook for manipulation and dissent. His books have been banned in prisons, considered too dangerous to be in the hands of people who might actually use these tactics in real life. But for others, Greene had finally articulated what they knew deep down. Life is war, and you need a strategy to win. And that leads us to the first strategy Robert Greene presents in his 33 Strategies of War. Declare war on your enemies. It's not about unnecessary aggression, but about making decisive choices. Greene argues avoiding conflict or pretending your enemies don't exist only weakens your position. By identifying and confronting those who actively work against you, you take control of the battlefield, eliminating uncertainty. Imagine the mindset of a general preparing for war, whether it's Alexander the Great or a modern military strategist. No great leader walks into battle without a clear understanding of who the enemy is. Greene's point to this is, a lack of clarity will only slow you down, divide your attention, and make you vulnerable. In his view, you must draw clear lines between ally and foe, but the strategy comes with risk. Once you declare someone an enemy, there's no turning back. This is a high-stakes approach. Forcing a confrontation can escalate a conflict beyond your control. For ancient generals, declaring war meant mobilizing resources and risking everything on a single outcome. Greene's strategy can be powerful, but it's one that considers careful calculation. Misjudging an enemy or overestimating strength can lead to disastrous consequences. While declaring war on your enemies provides clarity and control, winning that war requires more than just confrontation. The next step is to ensure you're not fighting today's battle with yesterday's tactics. The second strategy, do not fight the last war, is one that has been echoed by military leaders throughout history. Greene tells us that one of the biggest mistakes is fighting the present conflict with the mindset of the last battle. Whether you're leading an army, running a company, or navigating personal conflict, Greene's advice is clear. Each situation demands a fresh approach. Let's consider a historical example. Napoleon, at the height of his power, innovated on the battlefield, using fast-moving, adaptable strategies, but by the time he met his match at Waterloo, his reliance on old tactics contributed to his downfall. Greene's strategy isn't just about learning from past mistakes, it's about recognizing that the conditions of battle constantly change. In modern terms, think of a general in today's military who adapts to the shifting nature of warfare, whether it's technological advancements, guerrilla tactics, or asymmetric warfare. Greene's argument is sticking to the old playbook won't cut it when the rules of engagement are always evolving. Being stuck in past thinking is dangerous in any arena, and the sooner you understand the new rules, the sooner you can shape the battlefield to your advantage. While adapting to new realities is key, staying flexible in strategy only matters if you're ready to act when chaos strikes. That's where Greene's third strategy comes into play, showing us that amidst disorder, true leaders are those who grab control when everyone else is paralyzed. Amidst the turmoil of events, do not lose presence of mind. And I love that word there, presence of mind. In the third strategy, he's speaking on the importance of leadership during the moments of crisis. Greene points out that when chaos reigns, most people hesitate. They're reactive, waiting for things to stabilize before making decisions. But the most effective leaders do the opposite. They seize the moment. This is where a general's mindset is critical. Think of the most intense moments of battle. Chaos is everywhere, communication lines are down, and the plan has been thrown out the window. In these situations, the difference between victory and defeat often lie and who takes control amidst the disorder. Leaders who can maintain their composure, adapt quickly, and direct their forces in the heat of the moment are the ones who emerge victorious. For Greene, it's not just about controlling the external situation, it's about controlling yourself. The ability to act decisively when things fall apart is what distinguishes great commanders from average ones. This strategy reflects a Game of Thrones truth.
Chaos is a ladder,
but only if you have the nerve to grab it. Seizing control in moments of turmoil is critical, but sometimes the stakes aren't high enough to push us to our full potential. Greene's fourth strategy takes things to an extreme, arguing that when there's no way out, the only option is to fight like your life depends on it. And this is how I'm coming. The fourth strategy is one of Greene's more dramatic pieces of advice: the death ground strategy. This tactic draws from history, where leaders would eliminate any possibility of retreat for their armies, forcing their soldiers to fight with the desperation of men who knew their only option was to win or perish. Greene argues that when you're in a position where failure isn't an option, you tap into a deeper level of focus and determination. Historically, this concept has been seen in moments like Cortez burning his ships upon coming to the New World, signaling to his men that there's no going back. It's a drastic move, but it doesn't leave room for hesitation. When survival is on the line, people tend to push beyond their limits. But the death ground strategy isn't just about historical battlefields. In modern times, this could be applied to personal situations where you remove the safety nets in your life, leaving no choice but to succeed. Whether that's quitting a secure job to start your own business, or taking a major risk in a competitive situation, or starting a YouTube channel. Greene's strategy suggests that putting yourself in a high-stakes environment can drive you to perform at your peak. However, the downside is obvious. There's no retreat, no second chance. If you fail, the consequences can be severe. Not every situation calls for such an extreme approach. The challenge with this strategy is knowing when to put yourself on death ground and when to hold back. It's a powerful motivator, but it requires a clear understanding of both your capabilities and the stakes. While the death ground strategy pushes us to the edge, Greene's principles as a whole force us to rethink how we approach conflict. Whether it's identifying our enemies, adapting to change, controlling chaos, or creating the ultimate sense of urgency. So what do we make of Robert Greene's first four strategies from the 33 Strategies of War? Each one is rooted in historical lessons and the experiences from some of the greatest military minds in history. Greene's genius lies in applying these ancient lessons to modern life, whether in business, personal relationships, or any competitive environment. But these strategies aren't without controversy. They're aggressive, often ruthless, and not every situation calls for such drastic measures. Declaring war on your enemies, constantly evolving your strategies, grabbing control in moments of chaos, and putting yourself in no-retreat situations can be incredibly effective if you're ready to deal with the consequences. Greene's work serves as a reminder that conflict, whether personal or professional, requires strategy. And while this approach may not be for everyone, they offer a way to navigate life's inevitable battles with clarity and control. Ultimately, the question is, how far are you willing to go to win? Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Paperback Dello. This has been a paperback review of the first section, Self-Direct Warfare, Robert Greene's 33 Strategies of War. If you're a new watcher, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the video. This is the Paperback Bookstore, where we go over history content, economic history, business history, warfare history, biographies, all the such. We're trying to get into the history niche. I'll leave you off with a shout out to Robert Greene. Robert Greene is in fact your favorite rapper's favorite author. No one quite puts self-help and history into a book like Robert Greene. Is a great author to start with if you're introducing your mind to strategic thinking. If you're going to go to any Robert Greene books, go to 33 Strategies of War or Mastery. Those are the target to some of his Walmart books like 48 Laws of Power. Next time, keep your chessboards out, or you can find me on chess.com if you really want a spanking. We'll see you at the next paperback review.